Now it even convinces me more to not trade today. I'm like, I'm not trading today. I'm not feeling it. Internet's going out. Nope, not trade. All right, so we should be good if you guys refresh your browsers inside of chat. Live stream should be back up. Go ahead and test it real quick on my end. So we'll go ahead and... Oh, it's unavailable. What? So edit, allow, save. All right, now we can refresh. There we go. Now I have to click on that. Back over here, copy that. Oh my god, it's a process. It's a freaking process. Good there. Are we looking good on YouTube? We back up and running? All right, we're back. All right, guys, my bad. I just heard a bunch of thunder, and then out of nowhere, boom, I lost it. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I got my power bank set up, so I'm not going to lose internet. Well, I lost internet too. So we are good here on YouTube. Fantastic. We are good here inside of chat. I'm going to wait for everybody to refresh and get back inside of chat, and we're all set, ready to rock and roll. So again, my apologies, guys. There we go. Chris is good. Yep. Just got to refresh the browser, guys. Anytime we drop the stream, a simple refresh would fix it. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. It's looks like it's going to be a really nasty day out. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. I will try my best to keep the internet up. So, where did we leave off, guys? Where did we leave off? We were talking about AEHR. Not only was it a very good breakout on Friday, we also have some news today, right? So, they received $19.4 million order for multiple Fox XP test and burn-in system. Burn-in system from major automotive semiconductor supplier. So they're receiving a large amount of money, right? They're receiving $19.4 million worth of order. So again, that's pretty decent news there on AEHR. AEHR was already a stock that was on our watch because it was a Friday mover. This stock already had some great potential to continue to run today. So again, we were watching AEHR. They drop a press release right at 7:30 in regards to that $19.4 million order. So we definitely have AEHR on high watch today. The only thing is we don't really have an abundance of volume. We've only traded about 1 million shares so far, and on average, you trade about 5.8. We've been live on AEHR since that news came out, right around 7:30. We've been trading for almost, 2 hours, about a little over an hour and a half, and we've only been able to really gather about, 1.2 million shares of volume, and again, we trade almost 6 on any given day, so it's just something to be mindful of. Not saying, hey, we're not watching AEHR because it doesn't meet our criteria for great stocks, right? We're looking for stocks that have, say, 1 million shares a day on average, and we're trading at least 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, right? High relative volume. We don't really have that with AEHR, but I do think AEHR could definitely surpass that today, and we do have a lot of opportunity on AEHR. So right now we have light support, right around $8.90 to $9. Light support. Cracking below that level, I think AEHR has room to fall all the way back down towards around 833 on AEHR. So I would say 833 is going to be the best level of support here on AEHR if we do crack below that $8.90 to $9 level there on AEHR. All right, so we know we're watching ADAP. We know we're watching AEHR. IRNT is a newer IPO stock, right? They IPO'd a couple weeks ago. They were on IRNT. I think it was an IPO, unless it was like a name change or anything like that. But regardless of that, IRNT, why is the stock getting attention? Well, there's some articles hitting saying, hey, is this going to be the next short squeeze meme stock? It's buzzing on Wall Street bets. IRNT's the next big time ripper and big time runner. Well, it definitely went big, guys, right? From $17.50. It actually closed at $16.66 on Friday. Hit highs this morning of $42.39. I mean, this stock was up huge at one point. It hit highs of $42 on IRNT, and right now it's still up pretty well. It's up almost 70%. We are trading about 3 million shares. On average, we trade 2.6, so slightly above the average volume here on IRNT. And we do have a medium float stock. It's 41 million in float. So IRNT, does have potential. It's a stock that has a low enough float that this could definitely take on off. We do have some decent activity, some decent attention on IRNT. And then the biggest thing is it's buzzing Wall Street bets. People are talking about it, right? Is this going to be the next SPRT? Is this going to be the next BBIG, right? Is this going to be the next short squeeze stock? So we do have some articles hitting in regards to that, so it's definitely worth watching. Not saying, hey, buy at 20, we got room to 35, right? I'm just saying, hey, let's watch it, right? Let's watch IRNT and see if it gets the activity, see if it gets the action, see if traders really do move into IRNT, and maybe it is going to be another SPRT, RGC, RHT, BBIG type of stock to where we do get a lot of activity and a lot of attention and it starts squeezing to the upside. So we're definitely going to keep IRNT on watch. We know we have resistance right across the top of these highs from pre-market. Boom. Right around $37.42 is going to be resistance here on IRNT. We do have some light support down towards around $25, which was Friday's post-market pullback before we bounced on up. So again, we're looking at this above 25. If we crack below 25, we have room down to 20. And if we crack below 20, we have room to retest Friday's spiking highs right around $18.57. So we're just watching this to see where it holds support and see if we get a setup. And if so, and we see some volume move in, and this is a stock that has some activity and attention, we're definitely prepared. And we know why we would get involved on IRNT. We know why it's moving. We know exactly what we're looking at, and we're prepared, ready to go if this presents a great opportunity to get involved. And then last but not least, we have RNXT. So RNXT shares are trading higher after the company announced it received new 510K clearance for its Renovo Cath delivery system designed for targeted treatment of solid tumors. So again, what do we have to really take away from this? They're announcing it received new 510K clearance, right? 510K clearance for its delivery system that's designed for targeted treatment of solid tumors. So we have pretty decent news on RNXT. RNXT is also the lowest float stock on the leaderboard, right? It's only 6 million in float. One of the lowest float stocks on the leaderboard, currently up 47%, trading 6.5 million shares. And on average, it trades 7.2. So we can see that the only stock that has high relative volume, that has a catalyst, that has a reason to be moving is ADAP. So ADAP is trading high relative volume. ADAP has a press release. ADAP has attention, right? So this is the one stock that really meets that criteria. Everything else is kind of just slow and steady, right? IRNT, right at the average. RNXT, slightly below the average. AEHR, way below the average. So again, we can see that there's not a large amount of volume in the market today, right? Compared to some of these stocks and looking at what the average volume is. So again, I think the best bet is to sit back the first 5 to 10 minutes and see where that volume goes. It seems to be a little scattered. We don't have the majority of buyers on one stock like ADAP or the majority of traders on RNXT. It's a little scattered, right? You got like 20 on AEHR, another 20 traders on RNXT, another 20 on ADAP. It's a little scattered at this point in time. So I think the best bet is to sit back the first 5-10 minutes and wait to see where traders go. What stock is going to get the hype? What stock is going to capture the attention and the focus from traders today? And that's the stock that we want to be on, right? So is it going to be RNXT, guys? Do you think RNXT is going to be the number one stock today? Do you think it's going to be IRNT, AEHR, or ADAP? What stock do you guys think is going to be the best stock to focus on today out of the gate? And which of these 4 stocks do you think is going to be the number one stock of the day? Go ahead and type it up there on YouTube inside the chat. What stock do you think has the best potential and the best opportunity today? And while you do that, Couple back burner plays, guys. We're watching ZEV. I think ZEV is underrated. I think ZEV has a lot of potential to the upside, especially once we re-break $9.40, right? Especially once we break $9.40. We do have a lot of room to $10.38 and then $12 on ZEV. So ZEV is a high watch that's on the back burner. Definitely watching that. Watching KPLT again today just because we are gapping up slightly here in pre-market, right? So again, I want to see if this one can break 7 for a quick run to like 770. It's 10%. Maybe we get another pop up towards around 760 to 770 and retest Friday's highs, also the 50-day moving average, and also the gap fill area on KPLT. So right now we have support back down at 628 with resistance Friday's highs of 775. Another back burner stock that I'm watching today. ENBV was another Friday gainer that I want to keep on watch today to see if it does hold above that 260 level, right? So I do have support right around 260. We have resistance up towards around 3, and anything over $3, definitely retesting those post-market highs of 309 from Friday, but we do have some room to tag that 200 SMA on ENBV. So again, it's another back burner play that I'm just keeping on watch, as this could be the stock that traders move into, right? If it's not ADAP, it's not AEHR, right? These stocks aren't doing anything. These stocks are fading. Traders are going to resort back to some of, Friday's gainers, right? We had BBIG that actually had a nice midday rip and run. Right now, we're slightly gapping down, just by a little bit. We closed at 798. Right now, we're at 793. So again, BBIG, is there a reason to be jumping in this right now? No, there's not. But we are going to keep this on watch as it has been a mover over the last week or two, right? So again, some back burner plays from last week. We got BBIG on watch, right? We want to watch MMAT today as well. ENVB, KPLT, and ZEV. Now again, we just have to look to see if traders move into these plays. We want to identify where the volume's at, where the majority of traders are. Where are all the traders? There's 80 to 90%. That's the stock we want to be focused on. But we are watching BBIG. We're watching MMAT and some of those other back burner stocks, as those could be the stocks that traders move into. And we need to be prepared. We need to have them on watch and get ready to go in case those stocks start moving to the upside. But right now, to get our day going out of the gate, we are going to be watching RNXT, AEHR, and ADAP. All right, so Casey saying ADAP, Wade, ADAP. Casey also saying BBIG has potential. I think BBIG still has some potential today, team. CEI, we were talking about CEI this morning. CEI has been trading underneath $1 for about 5 months, right? So the longer a penny stock trades under $1, the bigger the breaks of $1 are. So again, CEI has been underneath of $1 for about 5 months now. If you find a penny stock that's been underneath of $1 for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and you see it gaining some momentum, you see it gaining volume, approaching that $1 mark, and it starts breaking $1, that's when we typically see big time $1 breaks on these penny stocks. So the longer they're underneath $1, the bigger those breaks can be when we re-break that $1 mark. So CEI is very close, right? It's been trading under $1 for about 5 months now. So it's a decent amount of time. We are coming right back up towards $1 this morning here in pre-market. So if we do really break over $1, we could see a nice 20-30% move out of CEI. We do have room towards about 125 to 130. Anything over that first target, you have room to 150 on CEI. So again, CEI could definitely provide, a 20, 30, maybe even 50% return on your investment if we get that proper big time break over $1. But the only thing that I'm not crazy about is we just ran up over the last 2 weeks from 33 cents to $1, right? We've gone from a low of 33. We were also very oversold, right? We just ran up to $1 and we're really overbought. We look very extended on the daily chart. I mean, we just went straight up over the last 3 days from 50 cents to $1, right? But since, the last 2 weeks from a low of 33 cents up to $1. So if we're not breaking $1 today and absolutely just ripping and running and really breaking over $1 and holding over $1, I think we start to see a little bit of a short-term pullback towards around 80 cents. I would say 80 cents would be the best of the best level for a pullback on the daily. Look for it to hold above that level, maybe start rounding and U-shaping to get that second attempt over $1 if CEI fails to break $1 today. So yes, we are watching CEI. If it breaks and holds $1, It has room to $1.25 and $1.50. If it fails to break $1, I think we see a short-term pullback towards around 80 cents, see it level, and then that next attempt for the break over $1 on CEI. So CEI, definitely something we're going to be keeping on watch tape. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and dive into some of last week's top gainers, guys. So some of last week's top gainers in the market, right? Other stocks that we need to be keeping on watch. So we're still watching SPRT. This stock's been ripping over the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's still on watch for the daily gap fill bounce, right? We came down to 2062 there on Friday, and we bounced big up towards around 2426. I still think we may have some room to the downside to really fill that gap on the daily and get a better bounce up towards around 2426. And then anything over 2426, we have room to 26 on SPRT. So definitely worth keeping on watch there on SPRT. Definitely keeping SGOC on watch as well. We're still watching NURO for the time being. We're still watching KPLT. That's one of last week's gainers. We also have it on our intraday watch list today. I think this one has some good opportunity. Back up towards around 775. ZEV was another one moving over the past couple weeks, but I liked it enough to bring it into our intraday watch list. And again, ZEV is the #1 back burner sleeper play that I'm personally watching. I think ZEV has a lot of opportunity to the upside. GSAT was a mover last week, and then IMPL was a mover last week, and then a big gap up and a big dump on Friday. Thinking that we may see a little bit of a bounce back up towards around 25 on IMPL, and right now we have support right around $20. So again, I want to see IMPL staying above 20. We do have room to get up towards around $25 off a little bit of a bounce. All right. So again, big picture, I would not be trying to swing IMPL, right? It's a big, nasty dump day. I mean, this stock just completely got destroyed from hitting highs of $45 in pre-market, closing around $18.65. I'm not saying, hey, jump in and swing it, right? Could it rip and run? Could it start getting some action? Absolutely, but it's very risky. Look at the daily chart. Nasty day on Friday. I'm just thinking we might see a nice 1 to 2 day bounce back up towards around 25 now that we've regained $20 here on IMPL, with bottom support being $17, the 20 EMA. So we came down Friday, we bounced off the 20 EMA, we're popping back above $20 here in pre-market. As long as we're above $20, I think IMPL could retest that Friday low right around $25 on IMPL. So definitely worth keeping on watch. My swing trade watch list, right? Stocks that I'm watching for swings and stocks that we will dive more into this afternoon, right? And really break these down and talk about entries, targets, stop losses, how we should scale in, how we should scale out. Again, closer to the end of the day when we may start taking positions on some of these swing trades. So we have VLDR, daily falling wedge starting to break to the upside. Want to keep VLDR on high watch. ROKU off this daily uptrend, also inside the OTE zone. We call that the optimal trade entry zone, and we can see that it consolidated beautifully in that level on Friday, getting back above that daily trend line. I like ROKU a lot, not just for a short-term swing trade, a mid-term swing trade. I like Roku to start buying, to adding for an investment as well, maybe thinking long-term as well. So again, I'm thinking we could see some nice short-term swing trade activity, some mid-term, some long-term. I mean, Roku by the end of the year, I think has potential to get back up over 450. So again, I'm looking at Roku for a couple different things. Maybe a week swing trade, right, off that trend line bounce for a couple bucks. Maybe thinking like a mid to long-term swing trade, and maybe buying this dip. I'm adding it to my portfolio here on Roku as it is a good buy, right? We just came from 490 right into that OTE zone, right off the daily uptrend. I think from a technical standpoint, ROKU does have some good potential back up to retest those highs by the end of the year. So Roku, I definitely like this one a lot, keeping that one on high watch. PSFE for the gap fill up towards around $10.20. LEDS for a moving average squeeze formation. ATER, which I started on Friday for the moving average squeeze formation that we see there. SKLZ possibly setting up for a moving average squeeze formation on the daily chart. And was SGOC? SGOC, no. It was on watch Friday, but Friday wasn't a great day, so we're taking that off watch. So again, VLDR, I like VLDR a lot for a swing trade. ROKU, I like it a lot. PSFE, I like it a lot. LEDS and ATER, I like them a lot. And then we're still just watching SKLZ. It still probably has another week of consolidating in between those two levels to see if it does properly set up for a nice moving average squeeze formation, guys. So, with that being said, just to recap, we are going to be talking more about the swing trades later on in the day. Right out of the gate, we're watching ADAP, watching AEHR, IRNT, and then RNXT right out of the gate. But I still do think the first 5 to 15 minutes, really just sitting back, being patient, and waiting to see where the best of the best opportunity is. As you guys can see, we do have a new scanner built in the live stream. Highest short float stocks. So again, these are going to be the stocks that have the highest short float. So HYMC is at 300% short float. WHLM 95%. PRLD 58%. SPRT still 55%. So we had a short float scanner put together to show us what stocks are the most shorted. And right now it's HYMC. So again, all of these stocks are stocks that we should keep on watch to be mindful of if they start ripping to the upside. Again, HYMC, 300% of the float is currently short on HYMC. Definitely think this is something that we should keep on watch, right? Another thing that I notice on HYMC is we could be consolidating and we could be setting up for a what? A moving average squeeze formation. So, HYMC is another stock we need to keep on high watch. This could be the next BBIG. This could be the next SPRT. Again, heavy short float, decent chart setup. We have a lot of room to the upside. Definitely worth keeping on watch, guys, all right? I'm the first to call HYMC, right? So HYMC, we're keeping this one on high watch. If it starts breaking and squeezing out of that formation, I think we see a lot of upside potential, guys, over on HYMC, all right? Right now, ADAP, pulling on back. We do have room to 540 on ADAP. AEHR has some light support at 9. If we crack below 9, we do have some room all the way down towards around 833. There on AEHR. Looking to see if IRNT can hold above that $25 level. And then we do have room down towards around 10 bucks on RNXT. Backburner plays were ZEV. Looking to probably take this long over 940 up towards around 1040 for about $1. You know, ZEV has a lot of great potential. KPLT, now that we're over those pre-market highs are now going to be support. So you have support as low as $6.87 if $7 cannot hold there on KPLT, with room to $7.60. ENBV over 260 has room to 3. MMAT not doing anything, and then we have BBIG out of the gate with a quick little pop. We'll see if BBIG has some juice left in it, guys. And ATER is getting a little bit of activity towards it, guys. ATER, I like this one a lot. Not only do you have a little bit of a daily flag formation, right? You have a nice leg up. It's consolidating above a level of support, right? You have a daily flag formation. It's also setting up for a moving average squeeze formation as well. This stock breaking 10. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of room to the upside on ATER. So I want everybody keeping ATER on high watch as well. All right, ATER is probably my go-to, one of the best looking daily formations on ATER. I think ATER has some good upside potential, guys. So right now, nothing that I want to jump in. Again, 15 minutes, guys. 5 to 15 minutes is just me sitting back, being patient, waiting for the best of the best opportunity. Right now, that's all I'm doing. Sitting back, being patient, waiting for that A+ opportunity. Looking to see where the volume is. And right now, I don't want to prematurely jump into anything, guys. So again, we're only about, what, 4 minutes into the market. We're 4 minutes in. Sit back, be patient, and let's wait for that opportunity, guys. Bear with me, guys. I'm still having some buffering issues, so I'm trying to figure out why it's buffering. We do not want to have any issues with the live stream today, so I'm trying to get all that figured out. So KPLT is getting a little bit of activity towards it right now. Again, KPLT room to 770. So nothing there on ADAP, nothing on AEHR, nothing on IRNT. Still waiting on RNXT to level off, maybe around 10 bucks. Nothing with ZEV right now. KPLT is the one that's getting some action. Again, KPLT with room to $7.60. And other than that, nothing really happening early on, guys. So again, the only one right now is KPLT. It has some better potential. Everything out of the gate, quick pops. Everything's starting to fade on off a little bit here. Now, VLDR out of the gate, quick pop, starting to drop. ROKU out of the gate, quick little pop. Now it's starting to drop. So again, guys, patience with the capital P-A-Y. Patience. If you're patient, you get paid. So what's up with VIH? Do we have any news on VIH? I don't see any news on VIH. The stock had some leftover momentum from last week, from around 10 bucks, hitting these highs in pre-market at 12.69. So we know at least how high it could go, back up towards around 12.69 there on VIH, but I don't see any news here. It just started to get that curl, that nice little pop, and it's holding on to its momentum right now. You know, we could see VIH up into the high 15s, maybe right below 16 bucks on VIH. But again, last press release we had was back, like an actual press release for VIH was like in July. Back in July, we had an article September 3rd. Will VPC impact destroy short sellers? So again, there was a little bit of an article there. Short interest on it is 40%. So the amount of shares short right now on VIH is about 6 million. That was as of July. So as of July, short sellers have been piling into VPC impact. Recently, 7 million, which means 40% of the float is held short. And that was back on... Oh, wait, hold on. The number has increased since July. So this article was published last week. So right now, VIH could be an ideal short squeeze candidate, as again, about 40% of their float is currently short on VIH. So again, that's kind of the market right now, right? That's the trend. You know, at one point it was the weed stocks. At one point it was EV stocks. At one point it was biotech stocks with COVID press releases. Now it's just what stock could be the next short squeeze, right? And that stock that traders talk about as being the next short squeeze play is going to be the stock that we should be focused on, as that's where a lot of the attention is going to be. All right. So right now, VIH could be that next runner up as far as that short squeeze trend that we see in the market right now. And they also look at Beth coming in clutch. They also filed Form 8K 44 minutes ago, which I did not see on my scanner. I did not see on TD. So thank you, Beth. So out of the gate, you know, RNXT fading, IRNT fading, AEHR fading, and ADAP fading. So right now, the only one that's actually out of the gate moving on up is VIH. So let's focus on VIH here. We do have room to 1269 with light support, guys. I mean, light support back down at like 1170. Back down towards around like 1170 on VIH. So right now we're watching VIH. No reason to get involved right here, but I definitely think it's worth keeping on watch. Yusuf, ADAP, red to green move. ADAP, red to green move. Well, we want to see the stocks open and fade, which it did, number one. We are very oversold. That's great. But we like to see these sell-offs occur at or near a level of support. And I have 540 marked up. So if this would have came all the way down to 540 and then started this little U-shape, then we started bouncing out of these oversold conditions on the RSI, I would say that's a great red to green move. Right now, it's a risky red to green move because support's at 540. So again, it could definitely be a red to green move, breaking over 610. Your stops right now would have to be at 560 because we would have room to fall to 541. So your stops would have to be at $5.60. Your first target is 610 with a second target of $6.52. Anything over 652, we have room to 736 on ADAP. Oh, let me get these scanners, guys. My bad. I always forget. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, we already got profits and profits, chat. Look at Pancake Shark over here, coming in clutch with $1,500 to start his day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So you really got to see this get some great volume, right? You got to start to see this really start ripping and running, breaking the 610 for a proper red to green move. But stops need to be under the intraday low. So stops are right under that intraday low. You want to see this hold up and break 610 if it's a proper red to green move, guys. Again, PSFE today, over 950, has a lot of room to the upside, guys. I do want you keeping PSFE on high watch. PSFE on high watch, over like 947 to 950. This stock could definitely start taking on off, up towards around like 1015, 1017, right? A little slightly above $10, but even if you're taking profit at 10, you still have about 50 cents to the upside as far as potential here on PSFE. So I want to keep PSFE on high watch to see if we can start breaking over that gap down open right around 950 and start filling that gap here on the daily chart. And then SKLZ as well, guys. I like SKLZ. I think SKLZ also has a lot of great potential to continue to consolidate in between these levels and eventually break over 14, which was the high from last, Wednesday? Yep, the high from last Wednesday, right around $14. Also happens to be the 50 SMA. So I do like SKLZ. We have support at 12. We have resistance up towards around $14 there on SKLZ. So I think that's another great one to keep on high watch as well, guys. So SKLZ and PSFE are some great stocks setting up for some potential swing trades. LEXX wasn't doing too much in pre-market. I would still just be mindful of the downtrend, right? So it could definitely be reversing, but again, from maybe 7 to the VWAP, 726, also put you right into the downtrend. I mean, the risk reward doesn't seem great, right? If you were buying at 7 you have to take profit at resistance at 725, and your stops would be at 665. So you're risking more than your profit. I still think we need to wait for LEXX to set up better, right? The risk to reward isn't in our favor on LEXX. But yeah, definitely LEXX is on watch. LEXX had news. They announced initial results from human clinical study. Evidence is up to 23% decrease in blood pressure with their from their trial. So again, we do have good news on LEXX. We just need to wait to see this set up a little bit better and give us a better risk reward setup. High reward, low risk. So again, I see this coming up into the VWAP, into the downtrend, and then pulling back. Then we could look for a nice little pullback trade for a downtrend break setup. And we would have some room up towards around 764 and then up towards around 794, 793 here on LEXX. So I'd like to see it come up, get rejected, pull back, higher low above 690, then get a nice break of the downtrend for a leg up towards around 764 and then 793 there on LEXX. So again, definitely watching LEXX. Still watching ADAP. AEHR is getting some attention towards it, breaking over those pre-market highs. That is your new level of support team. Those pre-market highs of 950. That's your new level of light support here on AEHR with room to 10. Anything over $10 here on AEHR. Go ahead and open this up and see how high this stock's been. I mean, there's a lot of room to the upside. I mean, this thing could definitely start ripping and running over $10. Room to like 1061, 1147, and then all the way up to like $14 on AEHR. So again, there's a lot of opportunity here on AEHR, guys. There's definitely some great opportunity on AEHR. Right now, light support off those pre-market highs right around like 950 with room to 10, 1061, 1147, and possibly even $14 on AEHR. So top stocks that I'm watching right now, AEHR. Looking to see if this one can set up to get involved with this because we do have a lot of great upside potential. Great break, holding its gains from Friday and a pretty good press release this morning on AEHR. Also watching LEXX for our go-to downtrend break. So what I want to see, again, the stock has 0.1 established, 0.2. We just hit 0.3. We do have some support at like 668. What I'd like to see the stock do is get rejected, hold a little bit of a higher low, start to see some volume move in for the break of 0.4, and take it long into first target right around 764. So that may give me an entry right around $7. I could put my stop underneath that low. Let's say that low is at 675. I could get away with risking 25 cents. And I can make about 60 cents a share. So again, that's a great 2-to-1 setup if we do set up properly here on LEXX for a nice little downtrend break. So I am watching LEXX as my number one play for the break of the downtrend. Stops would be underneath the low if it's a double bottom, if it's a higher low, wherever that low sets in, right? Wherever that market structure is, whether it's a double bottom or a higher low, my stops would be underneath that low. I would be a buyer at a break of the downtrend with an increase in volume as well, looking to take it long to like 764. So right now, out of everything, I think LEXX has some good potential to set up with a proper setup, a proper approach to make some good profits here. It's a great 2-to-1 risk reward setup. And we do have a technical setup starting to form as well. So I do think LEXX probably has some of the better potential. You know, RNXT right now is just fading, not trying to bounce and hold up whatsoever. And yeah, guys, so I mean, right now at this point in time, that is like the only stock that looks like it has the best opportunity coming on up. You do have ATIF halted. So what's up with ATIF, guys? ATIF, no news. ATIF has been a nice, slow and steady grind over the past few weeks now. This stock is running right up into resistance, though. So if you were not already in this stock, already looking at this, you are coming right up into $5 natural resistance. It's also the 200 SMA. So I see another 30 cents out of ATIF before it starts fading on off. So with that being said, I wouldn't really be looking to get involved with ATIF, as again, resistance is right there at $5. It could be a little bit of a setup, you know, here intraday. You know, you do have that run up to 720, nice pullback, leg back up to 720. If we put in the higher low above 7 and we start to see that volume transition from selling to buying back up over 720, I think we start seeing this up towards around $8 next on ATER. Again, we may see this start squeezing sooner than later for that big time move, possibly up to like 15 and then 19 bucks on ATER. So I think ATER has a lot of great opportunity. Definitely looking like a possible cup and handle formation over 720 for the next leg up into the high sevens, right around $8 on ATER, guys. RNXT is just not doing anything. We're still watching ZEV. KPLT is still on our prior week mover list, so we can always come back to that. So what's up with AEI? So 819, they had a press release. Again, that was 819 though. So you're talking, you know, 3 weeks ago. You're on AEI. We do have some volume moving in. And I mean, it was just completely destroyed. I mean, it was just consolidating for months in oversold conditions. And we start to break on out of those oversold conditions, starting to see some buying momentum move in. And today we gapped up above the 20 EMA. So right now on AEI, you have room like 330 on AEI. So again, right now there's no news, but I can see why traders would have started to move in to AEI. And with that being said, we do have room to fill that gap up into the 330s on AEI. So with that being said, I think AEI is another great candidate with support right now here intraday back off that prior high right around like 236. So again, looking for a pullback first on AEI, like 236, and that's when we could see a lot of room up towards around $3 here on AEI. So right now we're watching AEI to fill the gap up towards around 330. LEXX for a possible downtrend break setup. This is probably my go-to, guys. This is the one I'm waiting for. If it does set up and it starts confirming, I'm definitely looking at LEXX as a possible trade. Nothing that I see on ADAP, nothing that I see on AEHR, and I'm definitely watching ZEV, team. Definitely watching ZEV. I think ZEV has so much potential over a 940. Like, just a lot of potential over $9.40, at least up, you know, $1 to 1036. So, definitely watching ZEV on high watch as well. So, top 3 stocks. We have LEXX for the possible downtrend break setup with room to 764. Right now, we have support at 668. All right. Number 2, ZEV. Over 940 to 950, we have a lot of room to 1036. So again, breaking and holding over 940 to 950, I like ZEV up towards around that 1030 level on ZEV. And then last but not least, I like AEI for the gap fill up towards around $3.30. Right now, I just haven't been able to get the stock to pull back to a good level for me to get long on AEI. But I think AEI has a lot of great potential over 3, up towards around 330 to fill the gap. So we have quite a few stocks, right? We have AEI that's on high watch, LEXX possibly setting up for an entry coming on up, and then ZEV as well, guys. Right now, AEHR, I think we have some more time to really wait for the stock to settle and provide us a good opportunity. Right now, it's just a little choppy. It's all over the place. And ADAP, we're very close to the open. Very close. Quick pop over 6. Got rejected. Quick double top. That's where I would have been locking in some profits off that rejection candle there. So right now, I am watching LEXX. Oh no, Lightspeed. You disconnected me. All right. And pull you back up. All right, we're all set. So, LEXX. Let's see if LEXX has any potential behind it. For a nice little double bottom, breaking the downtrend, room to 760. I think LEXX has some potential, guys. I like LEXX. I think this one could definitely set up, but again, just kind of waiting, being patient.